What I wish I knew before joining a franchise? It's never just about the shiny brochures. It's about the real stories, the stuff nobody tells you. This is Franchise Scoop Inspected and Approved, where we pull back the curtain on franchise brands. We cut through the sales pitch, grill the insiders, and call out the red flags, so you get the raw, unfiltered truth. Franchisee, franchisor, or just franchise curious? Hit that subscribe button. Smart franchising starts here. Let's get into it.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Franchise Scoop Inspected and Approved. And this week we got Julie, we got my co-host in the hot seat to give you a little idea of what we're looking for from our guest to really just inspect their franchise and inspect it and approve it. So, Julie, thanks. Last week was so much fun.
So much fun. So much great feedback too. We appreciate everyone listening and sharing. We want to have more guests on. So it's just really nice to have, really in-depth and kind of heartfelt conversations. And very easily, right? We're pretty cool people.
We try. And we like to have a lot of fun. Obviously, the RVs, I couldn't get a kick out of. I couldn't help but I was cracking up at the videos and some of the shorts after. They were just so awesome. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get into.
I think we've seen any improvement in RVs over the last 7 days.
Yes. We almost gave them a shot again. Arby's, we almost did it, but I'm banking on it. Hopefully you'll have roast beef this next time. But anyways, let's get to Cooper Scooper. So obviously I am a little biased in my favoritism of Cooper Scoopers because Cooper is my youngest son's name. But when y'all brought it, when Loyalty brought it in, it made so much sense with Zoom and Grooming and the amazing growth and what Zoom and Grooming kind of is doing. But I guess where did you come into that, and what was the vision? What I guess if you can lay that out for everyone.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, so I joined Loyalty Brands last April. Saying that like the last April 2024 also seems like 3 years ago. I joined the Zoom and Grooming team, and it was just incredible. Like so exciting. I came from a fitness franchise and really seeing the continual growth, like month over month within the pet industry as a whole. But then for Zoom and Grooming and their team and all their franchisees, I mean, it was incredible. And I just, out of pure, happenstance, was able to join this team and no idea on the opportunities that lied in the pet industry at all. Like I didn't know that, they're seeing it's a $157 billion industry and like soaring, not climbing. Yeah. Like it's insane. So it was really awesome to join that team, and especially with the momentum and the success that they were having. But I also went into it in the same position that I was in previously. So I was still looking for my next challenge because I was like, I have served my time in this role, and I feel like I've kind of reached the ceiling, and I'm looking for the next step for my career. More challenges. I love a new challenge. Please. Give me something that's hard, give me something to figure out, give me something to either create from scratch or break down and fix some processes. So, I was constantly having conversations about what was next and if there was another opportunity here at Loyalty. And it was, I think the first conversation was October, and there were a couple potential seats for me to move up to. From where I was at Zoom and Grooming with different brands, and sat down, had a conversation with John, and one of those brands, he goes, "What do you know about pet poop picking up?" Say that 5 times fast. And I was like, what do you mean? I pick up, Maggie's poop in the yard. I don't know, when we have people over. When we're getting in the pool, whatever the scenario is. But I did not know that it was an, profitable industry and that it could be franchised. That it was, there are other franchises.
Yeah,
And
there.
it's
Go ahead.
crazy. No,
It
no,
is crazy. I couldn't believe it either. Honestly, it was wild when I had found that out. But I will tell you one thing, and then I want you to finish. But the one thing that I guess that opened my eyes that I kind of seen when I first came in and the whole Zoom and grooming thing was going on, and I started to really dig into the statistics and to see again when I was started to dig into pets in 2022, I think it was when I started originally here, and the statistic then was like over 75% of homes had pets, but only 23% of homes had kids. And I was like, oh my goodness, like you could see what's going on.
right.
Like, again, I don't know if, a Boss Baby, shout out to movies. Again, I love to drop movies, but is the Boss Baby thing going on? Like, are pets the new kid? What's going on? And that's kind of what I said, but to see what's going on in the pet industry as a whole. I mean, one of our quick scoops is, of course, about pets. I mean, the pet industry is just blowing up right now. So obviously duty called and you answered.
And to know that there's so many different, verticals within the pet industry, to be able to serve pet parents. I mean, at the end of the day, that's, we want to make pet parents' lives safe, healthy, enjoyable, and give them time back. But at first I was like, no. I went home that night. I left the meeting. I was like, no, I don't think I can be passionate about poo. I was like, what do you mean there's like people are starting a business doing this? And so I, of course, didn't say like absolutely not. I was just like, no, I don't know. So I went home and of course stayed up to the wee hours of the morning researching dog poop. But the statistic of 75% of homes having pets, almost 60% to 65% even are dog homes, right? So an incredible market there. And then, for me, it was when I sat down on the interwebs and picked apart every piece of poop that, of information you can find about dog poop. I had no idea. Like, I'm like, oh, it's fertilizer. I was actually just at an event with one of our awesome franchisees, and the two people, they were like, yeah, we just leave it in the yard to fertilize. I'm like, it's not fertilizer. What?
No.
So for me, it was, wow, I had no idea that, me leaving dog poop in the backyard could poison the ocean and the waterways. We live right at the beach. And so I was like, I've got to make sure I'm picking it up, picking all of it up and disposing of it, as safely as I can. And then I was like, this is actually this is bigger than a business opportunity. We really have to clean up our communities one scoop at a time to ensure that, my children have a safe place to play right in my, tiny little zone of my home. But that when we're going to the bay and the ocean that we frequent all the time, I am reducing some of those toxic chemicals and protecting the wildlife there, for, my great grandkids one day. So it became so much bigger than a business in that moment. And then our incredible founder, Shayna Denny, her passion for pets, her passion for people, and being able to give a business opportunity to be able to serve both. She's incredible at, providing such a clear vision when it comes to Cooper Scoopers, and then also her, she has a brick and mortar dog drop, doggy daycare. So nice. Then it was, I think like a week later, I was like, okay, let's do this.
No kidding.
And yeah, that was so my first day on the job was December 23rd.
Okay.
Had a very, monumental day, being like 2 days before Christmas. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, really. 2 days before, right? Good timing.
Yeah. So it
So,
was, make sure you have enough information before you say yes or no to anything. And
absolutely.
that goes to, for our customers and for our potential franchisees.
So first off, thank you for sharing that. And I would have been hesitant too. I think I was hesitant the first time. He was like, "Do you want to walk or sit pets?" And I'm like, "I've never done that before, but maybe." Um,
Yeah.
but I did see what you've seen, the value of the market, the industry, and what was happening. Now, first off, this might be the episode that talked about poop more than any other episode out there. So be sure and share and like and follow this, guys, if you like the conversation we're having. But um, what was it really? So what in your research and then was it the mission of what the founder had created? Was it kind of seeing what the market was doing, or was it really more the cause, like you said, of really you didn't understand, I guess, the hazards or the
Yeah.
downfalls of just leaving poop. All I guess we
Yeah.
say poop as
I
much
mean,
as we can, but
it was all of it. We're in the market specifically for the pet waste market, like currently projected growth over the next 6 years, 7 years. It's right now sits at 44 billion for pet waste market. That includes bags, everything when it comes to what comes out of your pet, and seeing growth to 60 billion because again, people are having dogs, not kids. They're getting siblings for their dogs, which are more dogs. And we're still increasing as a society. We're still busy, right? We don't take things off of our plate, which is crazy to me and something that I'm hyper focused on making sure that I do as a mom because,
great
there's,
advice.
The hustle culture isn't what it's hyped up to be, right? But we don't do that. We feel like, we have to do everything and do everything at 100%. But because we still want to make sure that we're giving our pets the most incredible lives. And, nobody wants to go spend, say you have 3 dogs, you don't want to go spend an hour every couple days cleaning up your backyard so that they're not tracking that into your house. You want to come home from work. You want the most incredible, like, bond of love that you can have, right? From your companion who's like, you're home, and their tails are shaking, you want that time versus going out and, scooping poop or walking in the house and be like, oh my gosh, Scooby stepped in something and now it's on the couch. Here we go. And now we're cleaning the couch, right? So it's definitely the market, the mission of, giving pet parents their time back in a safe place. It was Cooper Scoopers was actually founded when Shayna found Cooper Scoopers. It was after a visit with her grandparents. So her elderly grandparents enjoying this, companionship as they're lonely, and
Makes sense.
having somebody to snuggle up with and excited to see you every day. But the hazards lingering in their backyard and the risk that they take by going into their backyard to clean up that waste, right? Potential fall hazards. So a lot of there's no age range for who our customers are at Cooper Scoopers. But that's really what it was founded on is seeing, the elderly population, being able to have a pet without any concern.
So I'll tell you, your best friend probably in the end is whoever has to do the yard work, right? Because it's a lot easier to cut the grass and do yard work when the yard is clean versus the alternative. And
Absolutely. We are partnering in all of our territories with not obviously our customers, but with lawn maintenance and lawn care companies as well.
Nice.
That's a number one, concern is I have a, $10,000 lawnmower. Is that how much they cost? How much are lawnmowers? Like the riding ones?
That could be up there. Yeah. Maybe 5 to 10, 5 to 10.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's like yeah. And then you've got your, crew out there or whatever, and you're hoping and praying that they got their safety glasses on, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever worked in a staffing industry. My husband actually has a staffing industry background, but he was like, please, dude, just wear your safety glasses. But yeah, not only your people, your tools, just being covered up in shit.
I love it.
A lot of opportunity. And then another one of our incredible partners, shout out to CR3, our roofing and exterior home company. Their team gets on ladders up and down all day long. It is a requirement that your yard is poop free before their team potentially is walking up and down a poopy ladder all day. That's a huge hazard. Like, you can't leave it. People
gosh, I never even thought of that. Wow.
Isn't that wild?
Yes, and shout out to CR3. That's, I've worked for some other roofing companies. They don't make that a requirement, but I think that is a great requirement and a safety hazard, because I have accidentally had something slippery on my shoe and then tried to climb a ladder, and it is not safe.
It's not safe.
It is not safe. That is not safe at all. So yes, you're absolutely right. Wow, I never even thought of that. I used to do the roof inspections.
But even home inspections, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You don't want somebody tracking stuff. We have so many incredible partners for Cooper Scoopers, real estate agents, right? You're going to show a property. One of my best friends, she's a real estate agent. And when she was actually transitioning into her new home, 3 kids, 2 dogs, and she's like wrangling to get everybody out of the house within, 30 minutes. Sometimes they're like, we got somebody who wants to see
we got somebody coming.
Yeah. And then you can't maybe potentially walk the backyard because, mom's busy. We can't do it all. No matter how hard we try. Being able to partner with our real estate agents to be able to scoop before showings, before you're getting any images done, as you're listing photos done, and then being the connection for them, being some first scoop free for any new home buyers. So we are for our franchisees, it's an incredible opportunity to really, really tap into your community with your local businesses and, of course, your residential customers as well.
Definitely. And any moms watching this, take Julie's advice. You can't do it all. No. Reach out to Cooper Scoopers. Let them help you with your yard. And again, take one task off the list.
Yes, because your 15-year-old teenager hasn't done it in 3 weeks, even though he told you he did.
Exactly. I'll take care of the pet. I'll take care of him. And it's gonna
that poor food bowl sitting over there dry as a bone.
Yep. It's so talk investment a little bit. So all in, what does it really cost to get started with Cooper Scoopers?
Yeah. So when you're looking at it all in, we do, require that you have a truck. Nobody wants to drive around with a bag full of pet waste or tools with pet waste. So we want to keep it sanitary. We do have so a lot of our franchisees are securing a Ford Maverick. We have a great lending partner. We have a beautiful wrap that you can get your truck fully wrapped. But all in, you can really launch this business starting at $50K. If you do have a truck of your own, that's something you can go ahead and utilize. But we do want to make sure that, all of our materials are safe for our employees. And then we have a great launch plan. So we actually have like a boot camp for our franchisees. Nice. Where you're committing a week of pedal to the metal, focus on your business to really kind of almost, it's really like our pre-launch, but we call it a boot camp, so that we know that your time is focused, right? We have franchisees that have full-time jobs, but when you commit to that 7 days, you're excelling yourself so much quicker than piecemealing, your launch. And we have a great training in person in Virginia Beach where we'll actually go out. We will go to businesses that you're going to be talking to in your territory, right? Like similar businesses. We're going to go do some talking to residences and calling customers from day one. So we want to make sure that when you walk out of training, you have some customers lined up. You are completely confident to scale your business and hopefully getting your second truck very quickly.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. So now, obviously, new, young, emerging brand, but what's the most common mistake that you've seen from new franchisees?
Yeah, I think it's every single person in your community is an opportunity to educate them, whether they have a pet or not. Chances are they do, or someone in their immediate family does. But just knowing that, the barista making your coffee every day, tell them about your business. It is so, when you see someone's face, I had a husband and wife just this past weekend. He was like, did you know, like, I told her it was fertilizer. Did you know that it's like super toxic? Did you know, like, I think the dog's name was like Stella or something. She was like, Stella gets in our bed and like there's E. coli in our backyard, and like just going on and on. And so for me, it's important as a new franchisee that you utilize the tools and to educate yourself on pet waste in general. That way you've already answered every why when you're talking to people in your community, and then not creating some sort of ideal customer profile because of the growth we're seeing in the pet industry and the growth in pet ownership, that you cannot put anybody in any sort of bubble or description of what an ideal customer is, because every single person in your community is an ideal customer, or they're an ideal advocate because they know the dangers of pet waste because you spoke to them. You shared about it.
I love it. Yes. Information is key.
Yes.
Guys. So educate your clients or potential new clients, for all you franchisees out there. That's great advice too. I mean, that is knowing the why and the bigger purpose again is what sells, is where the real value comes from. I mean, obviously nobody wants poop in their yard, but understanding the hazards, understanding the deeper problems it could cause
absolutely
will definitely always drive some sort of response more than, well, it's just fertilizer in the yard.
It actually has a ton of protein in it, which I didn't know. So
share more.
Harder.
Get it.
Yeah,
get
it's harder to break down. It takes like 9 months to a year to like fully decompose. But even at that point, like there's still lingering bacteria. But for the immediate piles in your yard, it's so funny the verbiage that I use when I talk about it, because does anyone laugh as much as they do as I do at their job?
I love it. No, nobody gets to talk about poop though, so it's just a word that you say poop and you gotta laugh. You're like,
exactly.
I cannot believe I just said poop. But
yeah, it is so much fun being not only being a business owner in it, to be a franchisee and share about poop every day. But back to the protein. So it's super high in protein, and it attracts rodents. Like rats, mice, they are actively seeking protein in their diet. So again, another critter that you don't want to take care of. You don't want coming into your backyard.
You don't want anything attracting those guys.
No, because guess what's following right behind that guy? I can't even say the word. I hate snakes.
Yes, snakes, obviously, and bigger rodents. I mean,
exactly true. Yeah.
So yeah. So best friend to your industry would be pest control, right?
Pest
If you
control.
guys let the two out of control, you might need pest control. So
Yeah.
take care of the poop in your yard before you need pest control, guys. You heard it here
Well,
first.
first.
So now I love so the boot camp. You said that starts before training.
No, so that starts as soon as there are portions of it that you'll have, but as soon as you
Okay.
get into your community after training, that's when that boot camp really kicks off.
Okay. And then training franchisees on local marketing, hiring, and leadership. That happens in that boot camp.
So that's going to happen in person in Virginia Beach, especially the
Okay.
hiring aspect. So we'll walk through all of that. You'll have everything you need to hire somebody right at training. We can get a job ad posted. We had one of our franchisees. The greatest thing about working for Cooper Scoopers is you can find somebody who's highly motivated, who really wants to kind of work their own timeline, right? They're still working an 8 to 5 job for you, or 7 to 4, whatever your schedule looks like for your customers. But that's somebody who enjoys being outside, doesn't mind being around pets occasionally, right? During the day, depending on when you're scooping, pets may be inside, but they have they don't have to worry about somebody constantly looking over their shoulder. As a franchisee, we have an incredible CRM, which is really allows you to scale this business and manage your team without having to micromanage them. You have ability to see where they're going, how long they took at X house, how long they took at maybe a commercial property or installation, and see where they need support. So it really is an opportunity to have somebody come on who does like kind of working alone, but can still have that team check-in and support from the franchisee, because the franchisee has so much information from the CRM right on their phone. So it's really, and you have access to that, from day one at training. So you're 100% comfortable in running your business, managing your team, and managing your customers. And again, being able to scale to that next truck very quickly.
Nice. So scaling, and talking about scaling, what does it take to scale in your system? Would you say it's systems, capital, or both?
Systems. Absolutely. Systems. Being able to nurture and systems and customer retention. And I say customer retention because you can have as many systems in place to communicate with your customers, but that personal touch for customer retention and a handwritten card, right? Say they've committed to a year of service. That person gets a handwritten card, maybe a treat bag in the mail too, or a drop off. Going above and beyond in that aspect is really where our franchisees have the ability to scale quicker. And then again, the systems that we have. So we have this awesome route optimization tool through our CRM. So like I was saying, you can see how long your employees are taking at certain jobs, again, whether it's residential or commercial. And then you can see where you can make tweaks to increase the number of customers that you're able to service within a day, and allowing you to maximize your profits, maximize your employees' time, right? Making sure their drive time is shortened, and then seeing kind of being able to measure really accurately when it's time to start scaling to that next truck, that second, third, fourth truck.
Nice. So interesting. I'm trying to think of, you know what, you mentioned CRM. Is there anything more on the CRM, or any other systems, or is it just one system that you use? Is there more systems than just the CRM that you guys are?
Yeah, we do have a really awesome marketing tool that helps you manage your social media pages. We actually provide you a ton of content that we schedule out for you. A lot of people come into, we're in this kind of weird limbo where you have, like 14-year-old influencers who can manage social media in like 5 seconds and make something go viral, and I'm like, how'd you do that? But we also know that we have business owners who Yes, your business will grow on social media, but you still need to, again, make sure that you're having those touch points with your customers and creating that relationship. So we provide assets for you that we push out, Google reviews, a whole platform there. And that's one platform that manages all of that for you. So a lot of people, get inundated. We have how many layers of social media pages now? TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. It's like, actually, I got anxious just saying all of that. Did anyone else?
I bet you did. It's a lot. It's a lot in it, and it's always changing. But it's also understanding where your market and where your audience is, and your key audience is going to be. So it's not for every brand out there. But yeah. I'm also glad you really are. And guys, take this. Anybody who watches this or watches this back, if you want to know what makes the difference between a great brand and a good brand, is focusing on your customers. You're obviously taking the loyalty fanatical fans with the extra touch points and the extra things, and that is going to be the differentiator in the end, guys. That's what makes the difference, is the small things. It really. Building that relationship, understanding that it's a relationship, it's not a transaction. You decide that. How we react to our customers is going to decide whether it is a relationship based or just a transactional relationship. And so your little extra things, I think, are huge that you're mentioning. Now, what keeps you up at night about your brand? Is there anything?
One, again, really just making sure that everyone knows the business opportunity that lies in their specific territory. As a franchisee launching this, we are a new brand, but we are under this incredible support system of loyalty brands. We're tapping into a market that is exploding. So we do have a lot of prime territories available.
Yeah.
So jump on it.
And she is right, guys. I've seen it happen firsthand with Zoom and grooming. Once it pops, guys, if you delay or you wait or you think this is a good idea, don't think too much. Jump on board, because it will happen fast. Before you know it, you'll say, "Hey, I heard this great idea. This blue van driving around
Virginia Beach. I saw one of them, and then now
all of a sudden, you're going to see them everywhere." So be ready for that, and be ready for that with Cooper Scoopers, because again, pets aren't going anywhere, guys. They are the new kid, whether we want to believe that or not. Yeah, neither is poop. Exactly. Clearly, now you made me iffy about the whole poop idea and sitting around and all of that. Like, oh gosh, I didn't know. I never really looked at poop. I have one more fun fact. Poop this much, but
I know.
Please share.
One more awesome fun fact. So, what percentage of pet parents let their dog sleep in their bed?
Gosh, my guess, if I had to guess, would be at least 70%.
75%. Probably more. I mean, wow. I feel like some people don't admit to it because they're like, I'd never let my dog. So if there is any lingering, so not only do we, for a consumer, one, I do want to talk really quick about the consumer journey. I know I could ramble.
Yeah.
Someone stop.
No, go. You're good.
So we have an incredible online booking. This is for our franchisees and our consumers, but from our consumer journey. So we have an incredible online booking link. So you can go on right now, cooperscoopers.com, find a location near you, request an appointment for as early as tomorrow. Right. So you're listening to this live right now. You're going to request an appointment for tomorrow. Depending on what time zone you're in, you may have to schedule it for Thursday. So you're going to request an appointment for tomorrow. Someone's going to confirm that appointment. We're going to come out. We are going to text you before we arrive. Why? We want to make sure that, one, our technician can access the backyard, but most importantly that if you have a dog that is not friendly with strangers, right, because this is going to be your first visit, we're going to let you know that we're coming so that you can bring Fluffy inside. Like, I say Fluffy, but I'm imagining like a 150-pound dog. So you can bring Fluffy inside, and our technician will enter the backyard, close the gate immediately. If Fluffy is friendly and in the backyard, awesome. Technician will make sure that, Fluffy's comfortable the whole time. We're not pestering Fluffy in any way. So going to walk the yard, scoop all of the pet waste, remove it, take it off of your premises, or utilize a waste can if you have one. That's a location decision. And then a absolute great add-on is our sanitation and deodorization. So that area that Fluffy has done number 2, we're going to remove it, but that doesn't mean that that bacteria is all completely gone. So we're going to sanitize and deodorize the space as well. Deodorizing obviously makes it very enjoyable. I know we've got some hot, humid days coming the next couple weeks. So yeah, making sure it's enjoyable, but the sanitation, the 75% of those dogs that are then walking through the yard, potentially still picking up some bacteria, coming into your house and then hopping in your bed at night. Gross.
That is so gross. Just thinking about it. So I'll tell you. So giving a little more background to my crazy journey of the world of sales and business, I did sell for a little while. Shout out to any of you door-to-door warriors, Kirby vacuums. And
shut the front door. Do they still make Kirby vacuums?
They do. I actually know somebody who works there. They still make them. But in the manufacturing, she's a smart chick. But they literally, what they would do for the test was just this. Like, I was sold just seeing vacuuming somebody's pillow or vacuuming their mattress and seeing the disgust, the dead skin and everything. I don't even want to talk about it, but it was just disgusting. Guys, please listen to her. If you have a dog, call Cooper Scoopers today. Don't let your dog sleep in your bed until you do.
And the next franchisee who purchases a territory will be entered to win a Kirby vacuum.
Kirby, there you go. So then you can sell vacuums too.
They still are listed as sorry, I'm going to totally squirrel real quick. The best vacuum cleaner. There is one on sale on eBay for $800. Anyways, I digress.
Those things, they could be from the 70s and people.
And they still work.
Yeah, pay $500, $600, $700 because they still work. The most amazing, very expensive machine I've ever seen in my life. But what they do and their whole kind of show, and like, if you're not disgusted, you will be.
Right. Again, that goes back to the education. That's the why. You do not have, if you fully understand as a franchisee why you're saying yes to this brand and joining, you will have no problem telling your customer why they have to have this. It's not like, and shout out to Kirby. If anyone from Kirby wants to come on an episode and talk about your door-to-door marketing skills.
So last couple questions and then we'll wrap up. So what's one thing your best franchisee, I know you're new, new brand, but what's one thing your best franchisee is doing that might be separating them early than some of the other franchisees that maybe they should focus on?
I would say right now, and I think it may be our season as well, but the events, we have a ton of pet events happening just in the last 30 days. And being at those events is, opportunity to connect with families, right? Again, making sure they know what their kids are potentially playing in. And most of them are all outdoors. But the businesses that this franchisee is specifically connecting with is opening so many doors for her. And they're all pet related, not necessarily even dog related, but it's just opening up so many different opportunities and exposure for her brand from their database of people who, those are pretty solid leads, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I would say that's starting out, like that's a huge success right now for that franchisee.
And I think that's great advice to really anybody, especially in the franchise world. If you're in a franchise system, you're supposed to be a community-based, smaller system, maybe territory wide. And so what she's giving you guys and what she's telling you the best franchisee does for her system really, guys, is what the best franchisee is doing for any other systems out there who are really making a name for their brand in their community. You have to, again, back to what you talked about, Julie, with relationships, but that's your community. You have to become part of the community. Get involved in the events, doing the events, and just making your presence known in the community is huge. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Last question, and then we'll finish with if we're inspected or approved. But so what's your boldest vision for your brand for the next 5 years?
Oh, definitely the mannerism of disposal for the pet waste.
Okay.
And that I would love to say that there is going to be some sort of national solution. I think it's going to start out very specific, territory. But being able to find the most eco-conscious disposal tactics for our franchisees.
Nice.
Because it's toxic, but so is all the plastic that I throw away every day and all the single-use containers. But guess where it all goes? Unfortunately, to the dump right now. So being able to find something that can work, ideally across all of our territories to make sure that we are making the biggest impact we can when it comes to cleaning up our communities now and 100 years from now.
Love it. Love it. And so now, last question. Are you confident this brand should be inspected and approved?
Do we have a stamp? Can I get a gavel?
We got to stamp it, yo.
Can I get a gavel?
We do have to come up with the stamp or gavel or something, but I definitely think stamped and approved, guys. Again, thank you so much, Julie. This is fun. Hopefully the hot seat wasn't too much. You did great. Guys, anybody looking to get into a franchise, especially if you love pets, like clearly 70% of the population does, and you do have a pet and you want to manage your yard cleanup, or you see the value of what Julie's, please reach out, connect to Julie. She'll give you more information about poop that you probably will want to know, or maybe don't want to know. But also, again, it will build that why into why Cooper Scoopers is growing, is valuable, and the pet industry is just booming. So, Julie, thank you.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts? Do you want to wrap up with any final thoughts?
Yeah, so check me out, cooperscoopers.com. You can actually schedule a call directly with me right now if you want to find out more about Cooper Scoopers coming to your territory, launching your own business, taking control of your life. Please reach out, cooperscoopers.com. Follow me on LinkedIn. I share a lot of fun poop facts. And next week, I get to put Mr. DJ in the hot seat. So please join us next Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, as we inspect and approve Inspection Boys and DJ Flores.
All right. That was awesome. Way to end it. Thank you, Julie. Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.
Until next week.